I'm sure many are aware of this latest movie titled Sound of Freedom. It's based on the so-called true life story of Tim Ballard. I'm not going to go into full details about the plot, about the storyline. Anybody can look it up online and see all the details. It's played by Jim Caviezel, as you see here. And no doubt whatsoever, they're both Masons on the world stage. They even have the bricks in the background. And before moving forward, this is a very important point to this topic that I mentioned many times, but specifically this is for the new viewers of the channel. There's a very famous quote by a very famous Freemason, Manly P. Hall. When the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. Let's take a look here at the actual cover here for the movie itself, Sound of Freedom, in the obvious black and white for duality. And I find it interesting too, where you have this like almost dome structure over studios, like the world's a stage, like it's a studio, in the angel or the angels above. And a lot of people see things like this with the double E's. But remember, Masons look at things in the mirror reflection, backwards, doing things in reverse. So when you look at this with the mirror reflection, you get the 33 in plain sight with the EE. Just like when it comes to Freemasonry itself. The secret world of Freemasons, and it's in plain sight with the 33, with the name Freemasons itself, obviously, again with the 33 in plain sight. Now, taking a look at Tim Ballard, the so-called hero in the movie, and again, Jim Caviezel's playing the role of Tim Ballard in the movie itself. Take a close look. And what do you see with Tim Ballard? A close look at his tie here. What do you see? The Masonic square and compass in plain sight with the G itself. They always out themselves with signs and symbols. So very important for people to understand this aspect. They leave everything in plain sight. Now let's take a listen to Tim Ballard himself. And he actually talks about this topic of Freemasonry and the tie itself. Let's take a listen. Where he tries to debunk the claims of being a Mason. Take a look at what he says and what he does.
Or that I'm some Mason involved in strange Masonic practices. It's not going to stop.
Talking about signs, what is he doing right here? Where he claims he's not a Mason, he's doing the 666 hand sign in plain sight. Now let's get to here with this aspect. During the interview, again, signs and symbols. Take a look at his hand. What is he doing here? You see the left-handed pass sign without a shot of a doubt. And let's take a look here where he puts his hands in that position, the diamond sign. And again, they always leave their signs and symbols in plain sight in every aspect, not just the left-handed pass sign. Again, the bricks. And let's take a look here. Mel Gibson doing the hidden hand sign. And the same with Jim Caviezel. Two actors on the world stage, two actors in Hollywood. Obviously both playing a role. And again, it's all about signs and symbols. With doing the one-eye symbol, like I said many times. And this is a homage to their one-eyed god, which we'll get into in a little bit. But first off, let's take a look here at the esoteric aspect with the names into numbers. With Mel Gibson being 33 numerology, in his full name, his birth name being 88, you split the 8s and 1/2 and you have your dual 33s in plain sight. With Jim Caviezel, take a look here. You have James Patrick Caviezel, 66. Of course, you split the 66 and 1/2, you get your 33 as well. And Patrick, his middle name, is a 33. So they're basically both 33 names in plain sight. And also showing the Grand Slavic Commander, as I've done many times in the past, the dual 33s once again for the 66. Take a look here at Jim Caviezel. At Comic Con, you have your CC for 33 in the all-seeing eye, just as you see here, with Lucifer or Polaris when it comes to Freemasonry. And a very important aspect, going back to this old news article, Lucifer the light bearer, and this is Polaris or the North Star, the symbolism in plain sight. So it says the light bearer in the star. This is their god in the sky. Just like I showed in my video on Polaris and Masonic lodges, this is why they have the all-seeing eye or a star on the ceiling. And just like the square and compass itself, at the very apex is called the pole star. Pole star, by the way, just so happens to be 33 numerology. So make no mistake about it. Getting back to this character, Jim Caviezel, absolutely no hero, doing more Masonic hand signs, doing the one-eye symbolism as I pointed out before. Now take a look here, Jim Caviezel with the beard. And what do you see in plain sight? Take a look in the background. And besides the obvious one-eye symbolism, you see the 666 in the background, clear as day. And more of the same, the 666 in the back. And this is something that I've covered for a tremendous amount of time, going way back. Well, everybody's focusing on what Jim Caviezel is painting here. They're not looking, they're not focusing on what's behind them. Just like here, as I showed in the video many years ago, probably well over a decade, with Louis Farrakhan. And with Louis Farrakhan, you have Khan in the name. While he's supposedly exposing the Star of David, breaking down the symbolism. Again, just like Jim Caviezel, right behind him, the 666, the same exact thing here with Louis Farrakhan. Behind him, the 666, all in plain sight. So again, everybody's focusing here. They're not seeing what's in plain sight, just like I mentioned with Jim Caviezel in the 666. This is exactly how they've done it for so very long, leaving the truth in plain sight for all to see. Now, getting back to Jim Caviezel, let's take a look here at what do you see here. And again, signs and symbols. Let's take a close look at his necklace. And what do you see here? For those that do not know what this sign is, this is a sign for Baphomet, the Masonic goat god. And let's take a look here at another image where he's wearing the same exact necklace as you see here. So make no mistake about it in the importance of this, again, of symbolism. You see Crowley with the Baphomet, the symbol, right next to the lettering itself. Telling you, basically, this is how they code their symbolism. And he's breaking it all down, just like I shown before here as well with Albert Pike. It's kind of hard to see wearing the same Baphomet necklace. Albert Pike, one of the most famous Freemasons in U.S. history. Albert Pike, another 33 name in plain sight. And it's kind of interesting here as well. On a side note with this one Mason, Henry C. Clausen, and they definitely want to stick that middle initial there, so you have your CC for 33 with his middle initial and his last initial as well. But obviously you see the sign for Baphomet on the hat as well, just like you see here with all these other individuals, these other two Masons. As you see here, they put their signs and symbols. They're not going to put Baphomet straight on the hat. Again, they have to code it, so people that do not understand about symbolism will have no clue what it's all about. This is what people really need to understand to break down symbolism. Now, let's take a look here at former U.S. President Gerald Ford, and let's take a closer look at his tie. Same exact symbolism. Take a closer look here. A little bit closer look. It's the same symbolism for Baphomet. And also the G, as you see on the wall itself, the G's are 33. When it comes to the alphabet, of course, A through Z is 1 through 26. When you flip the alphabet over and you land on G again, it is 33 coded. So they're very sneaky in the way they operate. But people, again, need to understand the whole concept of signs and symbols. And like I said about the tie itself, just like I showed earlier with Tim Ballard, as you see here with the tie, same exact concept as Gerald Ford, always putting their signs and symbols. And I find it interesting, the necktie, when it comes to Freemasonry. We know when it comes to that, when it comes to Freemasonry and initiations, they love the tie symbolism as well. This is something I've covered and I talked about so many times over the years, well over a decade, how they put the truth in movies and the lies in the news. Let's take a look here at Mel Gibson's conspiracy theory movie from 1997. We're going to see that. Take a listen. Very telling. Truth in plain sight.
George Bush knew what he was saying when he said New World Order. Remember those three little words, New World Order? Well, he was a 33rd degree Mason, you know, and as ex-director of the CIA.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this New World Order.
Don't believe the papers, don't believe the news, 'cause all that they serve you are opinionated views. Don't switch on my TV, 'cause all they do is lie. And I don't need no programming telling me what to buy. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in war. What are the reasons why they're for? Don't believe celebrities pretending to be what they ain't. Make poverty history, they say, posing as saints. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. Don't believe the justice system will give you what you deserve. It's all rampant judges and Lucifer they serve. Don't believe banks are honest, they fleece you to the bone. And when there's nothing left to get, they'll even take you home. But I believe the truth will set you free. 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 I believe